Okay, so today I'm doing a little bit of a different how-to video. The last one I did was on how to put a chin spoiler on a 2015-2016 Dodge Challenger. This one's a little more involved. We are going to take this 4-door 57 Chevy and we are going to convert it to a 2-door. Now, as you can see, the rear door has been removed on this car already, which that's pretty straightforward, fairly simple. I'm going to go through the process. It'll be a few different videos. I'm going to go ahead and include all of the measurements and things that I do. But I'm going to make a 2-door 57 Chevy with a set of 4-door front doors and cut them and lengthen them, then fill the hole. And I will try to include all of the measurements and all of the stuff that I did and the techniques that I have done. I have done this once before. I did it on a 1956 Chevy. I found a used set of 1955 Pontiac doors, and they were beat up so badly, and I paid like $900 for 2 doors. Ridiculous. I actually bought an extra set of the 4-door doors for approximately $200. So you can see where I'm going to save some money. It's a little more fabrication, but to cut this door apart, add some to the door, weld it all back together is actually probably, I would say, even less involved than doing a door skin, if you've ever done a door skin. This project is definitely not for the faint of heart, and you should have some welding fabrication skills before you start doing this with your car. But I will go step by step, and the videos are going to be in a series, and so I may stop. It may be a bit of time before I get back to it. You know, I'm a normal guy. I have a job. I may run out of money. But I'm going to try to do the best I can. I'm not going to overlook anything. I'm going to try to go ahead and give you all the detail I possibly can so that you can do this yourself. All the other videos I've seen are just real quick. They give you just kind of a brief overview, glance over certain things. Like, here's one thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how we can actually cut this out along the bottom of this door rail right here for drainage, for when the water goes into your window, into your door, which it still will, whether you seal it or not, you'll still have drainage for water, especially if we get some water on the inside of the car, it has to drain somewhere. Okay, and they've got this seal plate right here. Once you remove it, there's metal there now, instead of a hole where it can drain out through the bottom of the rocker panel. Just that kind of stuff. So stay tuned, and I will start to put some videos together. Now I'm getting ready to pull this post. Now you slip the post, and you want to be pretty careful with it. Don't chop it up too much. I use kind of a big size bit to drill out these spot welds. But they're not really big welds. As you can see here, let me see if my phone will focus. Okay, you can see there's a couple up underneath here in the curve of this. There's a couple more over here, and you just slowly bend the metal back to where you can find them. There is no set location for these, so if you just kind of feel, you can feel like a slight dimpling where the welds are. That's the same down here. You can see where we're pulling it apart slowly, and then there's this little piece right here which is nice to keep because it gives you a nice transition piece for when you finally weld your back door in. Okay, and he has 2 spot welds somewhere like that, and one right there so far, and then it's welded on the inside right here, as you can kind of see. You just got to cut him out. But then this has got welds all along here where you can actually kind of see a dimple there, and a dimple here, a dimple there. That's kind of where they've spot welded it. And then that post slips out. I had a lot of guys freak out because they're like, oh, your top is going to drop. That's not actually supporting anything. Matter of fact, when you first start, you take a little torch and just kind of heat it right here. It's mostly lead that holds those in and just a few spot welds. So, yeah. Okay, well, once I get him slipped out, I'll give you a kind of a good overview of what I have there. Okay, so the post is out. Along the bottom here, I had to do a little bit of chopping. You see it's kind of bent up because I had to kind of bend it out of the way to get it off the welds. There were about 11 spot welds across the bottom. About 2 of them on each side of the bottom of it. And then across the top, there was the 2 that are up in this corner and that corner. And the other part of it, there was some rust up in here. So it's kind of a good thing I did this because he just kind of broke off. Which will be nice anyway, because we can blend all this and put a new piece of sheet metal in here and clean all that out. It looks like there was some rust where you can actually, I don't know if you can see it. You see my finger poking through, and it shouldn't be able to come through right there. Yeah, anyway, it's out. You can kind of see what I'm talking about here. Again, more flipping rust. But I drilled out all those holes. You went through a couple times. No big deal. Just get the post out. And now we got to tackle this guy. He has to come out. And he comes out pretty easy. So this here is an extremely easy piece to remove. That's for that little back window. You just grab a hold of it like this and it falls right off. Just kidding. I cut it as close to this as I possibly could. I don't know why I'm so blurry. And I cut it off at an angle here. Now don't worry so much here about it being ugly, because you're going to use a piece to fill all this in here up to where your door is going to be. So you're going to be doing extensive fabrication over top of this. I still got to get that little screw out of there. Let me just make sure this guy's flush. He's fairly flush. It just comes out like that. Pretty nice and easy. And then you're ready to rock and roll. The next part is making the door work so we can close it, find our new post position, tack our post in, and then we can start putting the new, we can cut the back door up and fill our hole. Should turn out to be pretty good. So make sure to ask questions as I go along if I'm moving too fast for anybody. Thanks.